Welcome back to the Minstermen, man. I'm Dan, and this is season 3, and we're in League 1 after being promoted from League 2, after being promoted from the Vanarama, and we won't get promoted this season, but it's all about survival. So I've been busy in the transfer market, so I've got that to show you, and then we're going to kick off our League 1 season in a Yorkshire derby against Rotherham. So I'll see you after the intro. Let's hit the intro. Woo! So here we are. Season 3, League 1, York City. We're back where we belong. Now, York City did have a decent run in League 1 at some point in the past couple of decades, admittedly. But you see there, we're back in League 1. We've not got up to League 1 since last time we were in it, 1998, which is 20 years ago. So we've not been this high for 2 whole decades. And I think you can, look, first, 90 points, 94 points. We've never done as well as this. Ever. Just looking at them points. 101 points back in Sky, well, it weren't called Sky Bet League 2 back then, back in 1983. But, we've never been on such a good run of form. And it's all down to, excuse me. It's all down to Max Hazeldine. I hope that he can make... I'm having a Kev coughing fit. I hope that he can make this step up. I've said it before. I've said it again. Look at his ratings. I've changed the colours a bit. Just to make him stand out in the video. So I hope that you appreciate that. It's certainly quite easy for me to do. You see there... He's got decent acceleration, good pace, 16 pace. Don't forget, acceleration is how fast a player gets to their pace, and pace is how fast they run. So what you need a decent acceleration, because it means that they might be able to get to their pace quicker and beat the man, the first man. But then it's all down to pace from there on in. And you see, he's got bags of it. That's about it. I do like a determined player, especially a youngster, and I think that is why he's scored as many goals as he has, because we've just relied upon him and he's done well. The fact that he's got, determined is good. Determined is one of my favourite mentals, but the fact that off the ball is quite high there relative to the rest is quite interesting as a poacher. We don't always play him as a poacher, but as a poacher, or just a striker trying to get goals, he's got good pace, good fitness and acceleration, and then good off the ball. He can get himself into some good space there, and that's probably all right, isn't it? So I think that's what, I don't know, I'm trying to analyse how he scored so many goals, because I can't really get my head around it. He's just a good player. Let's just end like this. Stop looking at the stars, stop looking at the stats, and just let's admit, he's a good player. He's had a good run. Currently scored 46 goals in, 77 games for us, over 2 leagues, and he's just been phenomenal. Now, we're going to jump straight into the transfers, because we have made some transfers. Now, we've pushed all the transfer budget into the wages just about, because we wanted to bring in players on loan, and then just a lot of free transfers. I felt it was a better way to spend that money, because there's these transfers we've got, I think, are decent players and they'll do the job. But let's start. So we've only spent £6,000. In fact, we've spent less. Well, we've probably spent more because of wages, but just on cash, we've spent less this season than we have in the Vanarama National or in League 2. So that says something about how confident I see how confident I am in my team. So you see there, I'll just go. We've got rid of so many players, but I'll just go through through some of the fairly significant. Klikoski is a good player. He's a decent player, but he's getting old and he's not going to be improving. He's probably going to be deteriorating in his skill set very soon. He didn't really play for his last season, 8 games there. Season before that were alright. I'm not really going to play him in League 1, so we say goodbye to Jan Klikoski. Bye-bye. Who's next? Maybe, Alex Whittle. He never really cut it last season. He only just cut it in the Vanarama National, playing 30, 5 assists, decent. But I loaned him out last season and he didn't do very well for Dagenham back in the Vanarama, so weren't gonna invite him back. So bye Whittle. Oyabanjo, one of our best fullbacks, apparently didn't like me, didn't want to sign. I would have signed him into the contract probably as a backup, but didn't want to, so we say goodbye to him. He's yet to find a club. Matt Fry, one of our star centre-backs from our first season in the Vanarama National, but can he really make the cut? He didn't even play for us last season. We didn't need him. We've got an abundance of centre-backs, an abundance of new ones as well, so we didn't really need him, so we're going to say goodbye to him. He's a decent player. I think that he'll do fine whichever club that he goes to. Out. Now, ins, the only money that we spent was for Craig McGillifrey. Now, I love Luke Simpson, our backup goalkeeper. Good youngster. He'll stay at the club. Letherin, absolute star. I mean, let me just show you. So, Letherin, he was our number 1. He's now our number 13. Sorry, Letherin. But, you know, he's 30 years old. He's not... I mean, it's still all right for a goalkeeper, but is he a League One goalkeeper, really? I mean, you can see there, his first season for us wasn't the best. 53, conceding in 44. We still won, but we were a bit leaky at the back, and that was probably due to my tactics more than Letherin himself. You can see there he had a cracking season in League 2 last season with 27 conceded in 30. Decent a number of clean sheets last season and the season before. He's a good goalkeeper. He brings up some great saves, but in League 1, can we really be relying on the same goalkeeper that we had for the conference? I'm not sure. He'll do a job if we need him as a backup, but we needed to bring in somebody who could definitely play, was a track record playing in League 1. And I found this guy, Craig McGillifrey. He wasn't on a free, but spent some money for him. But I think it's a bargain. Only $6,000. And look at him. He's good. He's a good player. His reflexes are decent, his one-on-ones are decent, his handling's good, his aerial reach, command of the area, he's got good agility, good jumping reach. He's a good goalkeeper. And he was at Walsall pretty much for the past 4 years, and they've been in League 1. I think they finished like 15th mostly, mid-table or just lower than mid-table. But you see there, he's been their backup goalkeeper, and last season, out of 7, got 3 clean sheets, only conceded 6, backup goalkeeper again the season before, played in 14, conceded 15. That's not bad for a backup goalkeeper. You expect when you play a backup goalkeeper for them to be absolute shocking and to just concede so many goals in the time that they're playing, and you want to get your first team goalkeeper back. But you look there, Walsall are going to struggle now if their keeper gets injured, because they haven't got this fantastic backup keeper that is not going to be a backup keeper for us. He is our number 1, as you can see there, and he's going to be starting for us in League 1 as our League 1 companion. He's also, as you can see there, started his career at Harrogate Railway. He's a Yorkshireman, so it's great to bring him back to the capital city. We got on loan then a few loans. A loan from QPR, this is an inside forward, young French guy, 21. He'll do a job for us. We'll not always play him. I don't really like loans. I think this is the most I've brought in terms of loans for in this season. But I thought that step up to League 1, we can't be spending. We haven't got that lot of money. We've got to bring in loans. We've got to make use of that. So we brought in this guy, and hopefully he can do a job. He's got good pace, good acceleration, good dribbling, good flair. He'll bring something different, something new, something fresh off the bench, or when Connolly or somebody's out, we'll bring him on and he'll do a decent job. Regan Boutte next on loan, not for any price or anything. On loan from Huddersfield. You see, a good all-round defensive midfielder, or just centre midfielder, box-to-box midfielder probably as well. He could do a job. He's got good pace, good acceleration again. He's got good mentals. And then his technicals, but decent long shots. I mean, he'll definitely do a job again on a loan. Not giving any money. It's just one of those free loans where it's 0% of everything. So he's not costing us a penny, and he's going to be one of our best centre mids this season. Bit crazy. You might recognise his face if you have watched some of the previous episodes back in the Vanarama National. I don't really recommend them because the quality on them is quite poor, but nevertheless, Justin Johnson's someone that starts the game at York on loan from Dundee United, but only for like 3 months. So then he left us really early, and we struggled on that right wing. And I just wanted to bring him back because I couldn't get him back. They wouldn't let us re-sign him on loan or sign him, and so I picked him up on a free. He see, he's not the best. Maybe it was a bit of romanticism on my part because he isn't really the best at all. He's passing 6. I mean, maybe he is a conference player after all. He did decent for us in the conference. I think it was just that, he's free. I've been wanting to get him back for ages, and we've brought him back. We'll see how it probably is a very big mistake, but we'll see what he can do. He'll probably play a few games. Strengthening the fullback area then, since Oyebanjo's gone, is this guy, Bobson Bowling. He's 22 years old from Sierra Leone. He's got a couple of caps for them. He's not bad. I mean, nothing stands out there apart from the only things that I care about, which are decent physicals, good, he's got good acceleration, good pace, good fitness. The only mentals that I'm particularly ever bothered about, I mean, it's good to have as many as you can in the green, but bravery, I like aggression, which is a bit low on, but bravery is decent, teamwork is good, work rate is good. If determination were there as well, that'd top it. But I like work rate, I like teamwork, I like bravery, and those are decent mental, especially for a 22-year-old. They'll all increase in time. Marking and tackling also at 10, which is a good middle of the road place to be for kind of a middle of the road league. Next up is Carl Winchester. And we brought him in. I mean, he's a good player, isn't he? Centre mid, he's ours, he's not a loanee. Good first touch, which is nice to see, because it's awful when they make that horrible first touch. And then decent flair, decent long shots, and everything else is fairly mediocre. I mean, he's not a leader, we don't need him to be. I would like his aggression to be higher. But apart from that, he's a good middle of the road kind of player who can do a job for us, more than a job for us in this league, I reckon. The next one's a free transfer, an Italian defender, Luca Occolani, and he is from Manchester United. Manchester United Academy, probably. They poached him from Forlì, is that? From Italy, Serie D, Group D. I mean, that's really low down, so they've obviously poached him. So he's been in their academy type thing, under 18s, for 3 years. And, I mean, they've paid money for him. So they must have thought he had summer. And you see that his stats aren't great, but he is only 18 years old. His heading could be better. He's probably going to be more of a defensive fullback, looking at that, possibly. But he could do a job in defence if he can get his heading up and jumping reach up in time. His positioning is good for a youngster. His decisions is really good for a youngster. 13, 18-year-old decisions usually something that you'd associate with an older player. Agility, acceleration, physicals are good and they're going up. In fact, the position's going up, marking's going up, which is good. His tackling's at 13 already. I mean, this guy's a good player. He's got 11 under-21 caps for the Italy side. I mean, he's in the Italy under-21, so you've got to be decent for that. So he's hopefully will be playing really well for us. We're not going to play him all the time, but I do want to play him in a couple of matches because I really do think that I want him to be something a little bit special. The next one is Florent Cuvelier, and this, when I saw this guy on the free transfer list, the scouting kind of the pool, when I saw this guy on the scouts list for a free transfer, I just thought, gotta get this guy. FM15 for, I think, FC Wimbledon, in fact. I brought him in and he was possibly our only star player for 3 years before I moved on to Scunthorpe. But I just had to get him because I thought he did a job for us back then. He'll do a job for us now, a little bit older, a little bit more experienced. And you see there, he's not poor at anything apart from long throws. We just won't get him to take long throws. That's easily avoided. But apart from that, he's not bad at anything. He's average at most things, which is nice to see. There are very few weak areas in his game for this level. And you can see there what he is good at are the mentals. He's got good aggression, good bravery, good determination. He's got a bit of flair. What a good set of mentals that is. And hopefully he can do a good job for us. I'm guessing I'm going to be playing him quite a bit, probably in the cam role. You can see there in friendly matches, he started in 5, he scored 4, he's got 2 assists. They have been easy friendlies, by the way. But you can see there he's already he's already enjoying his time at the club. So it'd be good to see what he can do this season. A couple of loanees from Sheffield Wednesday are senior affiliate. We've got Ben Sheaf. Now, this guy is bloody amazing, in my opinion. Like, he's 20 years old, and just look at that. There are very few areas of weakness in his game. And he's got the teamwork, he's got the work rate, he's got the determination, he's got the bravery, he's got everything I want. He can play anywhere. Look at that. Look where he can play. I mean, he's just going to be an absolute fantastic loanee, costing us nothing. And again, he is good. I think I've got too many good midfielders now. Jack Lee, brought him back for another season. He was just so impressive last season as a centre-back. He's only 19 years old. Gosh, this guy, if we could sign this guy, I would do it in a heartbeat. Sheffield Wednesday want 5 million or something stupid for him. It's just ridiculous. We could never afford that. But as long as they keep letting us have him on loan, I am a happy guy. This guy is a fast, tall, 6'4", and he's got acceleration of 14, pace of 12 as a centre-back. He's got good jumping reach, good strength, good decisions, bravery. Positioning's decent and increasing. His heading's good, his mark is... I mean, he's a superb defender. He played 20 games for us last season, and he got an average rating of 7.39. And I'm gonna play him basically in any match I can. His natural fitness is 5, which is a problem because he can play a game and then he has to miss the next game. So we've got to be strategic with when we play, but he's our star defender basically. So we're going to play him in the big matches. We're going to play him whenever we can, but he's not going to get all the games because he's just naturally not that fit. Gideon Adu-Pepra. Now, if any of you have watched Loki Doki's, I'm guessing pretty much everybody watching this knows Loki Doki's Journeyman series, because it's just a superstar series. He's in Vivi Venlo currently, as I'm recording this, and he signed Gideon Adu-Pepra a couple of seasons ago, I think, in his save, and he must be in something like 2020 at this point when he signed this guy, so this is a bit earlier on. Now, when he popped up on the scout shortlist thing, I thought I recognised that name. Now, had I not watched Loki Doki's series, I would not have recognised his name, not have thought anything much. But I thought, wait a minute, I'd recognise that name. Looked in, look, he's only got 2.5 stars, and he's got a lot of areas of weakness. But the things that we want him to do, he can do, and he's only 19. So I think this is a good signing, and I can't wait to see how he gets on in League One. Now, we needed to bring in a striker. We didn't bring back whoever it were that we loaned. I forgot, it's been that long. We only have basically Hazeldine and Fenwick. Fenwick, I think, is currently injured still for maybe another month or two. And then we've got Hussein Mohammed. I'm not sure he's going to make the step up either. Nana is not going to make the step up, our other striker. I think we've loaned him out, or we're trying to. He's not going to make the step. He didn't make the step up last season in League 2. He's not going to make the step up in League 1. We needed to bring in somebody who could play in League 1. We found this guy, Lyle Taylor. Didn't want to sign a contract with his old club because his old club was AFC Wimbledon. And after 2 straight consecutive relegations, why would you want to sign a new contract? So, you might be thinking he couldn't save them from relegation in League 2 that we won. Why do you want to sign him? Well, because he's good. He is a good all-rounded striker. He's been around a bit by the looks of it. He's played in League 1 several times. Okay, for Scunthorpe he didn't get many goals. For Sheffield United he didn't get many goals. He didn't get any goals for Bournemouth after 80 matches. Okay, maybe this were a mistake. No, it's not a mistake. Trust me, this guy in our setup will do fine. And he was the best one out there that we could realistically sign. And we needed to basically get anybody as a striker. So we found this guy, and trust me, he's the best we can do, and he's going to do a good job for us. His finishing's decent. He's got decent first touch. I mean, there are a few areas that could be better, like his positioning. But he's a decent all-rounded player that should be able to... I mean, he scored 6 goals in 8 starts in pre-season. He's had a really good pre-season. He seems to be fitting in really well. And just because a striker isn't scoring or hasn't scored for club A, B, and C in the past, you know, he's coming up to 28. He's taking his time. He just needed to find the club that he gelled in. Now, if anything, we score goals, right? We can get average strikers to score goals. We just can. And hopefully he'll have a good time for us and he'll find his name at York City FC. Just a couple more then. Tyrell Thomas, extra defender there. He's decent. He won't be playing all the matches. Brought him in as a rotation just because he's a decent centre-back. And another one, Dominic Smith. I think this guy we will be playing a little bit more of. I just like the way he plays. He's got good strength, and I just there's something about him. I think could be decent. But our main defenders, our main midfielders and attackers, I'll show you all just before we get into the Rotherham match, which will be momentarily. So this is what we're going to go with today. It's the 4-4-2 diamond narrow, or 4-4-2 narrow diamond would be the English way of saying it. You see there, we've gone a bit exotic, something that I don't really do very often, but we're not having 3 ball-winning midfielders, we're having 2, one that's going to sit back in the defensive mid position, and we're going to have a deep line playmaker sitting further forward, just because we've got some quality now in the centre of midfield with the likes of Sheaf and Bute and even Cavalier, who's playing in the Cameron. We can afford to be a bit more progressive with how we play, and I think it'd be nice to have a playmaker of some kind in the team. Anyway. And we'll start at the back and work our way forward. I jumped straight into midfield there, mainly because that's the only thing that's really changed. Anyway, we're playing Magal. I need to know how to say his name. McGillivray. Oh, I'm going to struggle with that every single time. It's just a mouthful. But we're going to go with Craig in the back of the net there. In the back, he's not in the back. He's not a goal. He's going to be in the front of the net. He's going to be preventing things from going in the back of the net. Anyway. Back 4, Adu Pepra is going to start on the left, Bowling on the right. So there are 2 new fullbacks. And then we're going to go Connor Essam, who we're going to play most of the games because he's our new captain. And we're going to play Lee, the youngster Jack Lee, from Wednesday alongside him. I'm struggling with so many of these names. Beningame is going to be playing there. He's played there enough times. We know who he is. He's the Everton youth player. Oh God, he's had a shocker of... Look at his stats going down. Anyway. He's going to be playing. Mafuta is going to be playing because another one else I've signed. Sheaf's going to be playing. Cavalier's going to be playing in this strange enganche role. He's been playing like that in the pre-season, and I think he likes it, to be fair. He doesn't say he does particularly, but I think he does. Hazeldine is a defensive forward because Lyle Taylor just can't play anything, basically, apart from Pertra and advanced forward. And Hazeldine, though he's younger, he's got a bit of oomph to him. He's determined enough to chase that ball. So he is going to play as a defensive forward. We're going to go counter. We're going to go structured. And the instructions are basically sit back. But when we've got it, let's get it up as fast as we can to our 3 front guys. And let's just hit it in back at net. That's basically our instructions in 9 selections. That's what it is. So we're going to jump into the match against Rotherham. So we're away. It's a good Yorkshire derby today. I mean, York really doesn't have any derbies in terms of a city derby. It's just York. So we've got the monopoly on York, which is quite good. And see how we do. Our first ever League One match for 20 years. So I mean, the favourites are Rotherham, as you would expect, but the other odds there are quite close. It's not too bad. And let's try and get the morale up, just in case we've got some nerves going throughout the team there. So we're going counter, we're going structured. Let's see if this works. Let me just check what kind of width. We don't want that kind of width. We'll play a much more balanced instructions. It's been so long since I played the game. We've been waiting for my new microphone that to record and play and get on with it. I've just kind of forgotten the nuances of the tactics, like, you know, how wide were we playing? You know, what worked, what didn't work. They went straight in there with a very good opportunity. Lafferty and Ford, they're toying with us. They are toying with us. Okay, we've had one shot not on target. They've had 3. All of them have been on target. They've had a clear-cut chance. Are they playing a bit good for us? Right, we're gonna start playing a little bit narrower. We're just gonna see how that gets on. I think it might enable us to exploit the fact that they're playing a 4-4-2, and we're playing the narrow diamond anyway. So hopefully that'll be good. Benningham in Mafuta is in. I'm sorry if that was loud. I shall try and do something about that. But anyway, Gus Mafuta, the Sheaf brings in the corner. Taylor gets it back into Benningham. He finds his other ball-winning midfielder there, Mafuta, and he gets the goal. And we're 1-0 up. And if you'd have put money on us to be 1-0 up, I'd have said good luck. And if you'd have said Mafuta is going to score the first goal for York City in League One for 20 years, I'd have laughed my socks off, because he's not a goal scorer. But he does seem to get himself... I think it's because I say, even though there's a ball-winning midfielder and that, I say, get up. I say, make those runs forward. He likes to also fancy his chance when he does get up, which is good, because, you know, if you see a chance, go for it. Trust me, go for it. Sheaf now, Mafuta again, Cuvellier's got to be seen. Mafuta, Hazeldine's in with a chance, and you know, perhaps in League 2 he'd have finished that in the conference, he'd have definitely buried that, but just the quality is just a bit higher in the net, it seems, in this league. Anyway, we're going to be passionate, because I am pretty passionate, as you may well be able to tell. Give the fans something. I mean, do they like the fans? Doesn't seem like they are too happy. I mean, somebody seems confused. Benningham is confused. Why are you confused? I've said I'm unhappy. Well, I kind of am unhappy. I mean, they had a clear-cut chance in the first, 8 minutes or something. But I'm happy with you, Benningham, because you've been playing well. You got an assist. But you can't as a defence, because you're a defensive mid. Questionable. Adu Pepper gets in there with a good interception. But there's plenty of space. Oh, forget it. I do it every time. Hazeldine with a free kick! He did not score a free kick like that last season. Hazeldine on his right foot, the number 10, top goal scorer and top assist last season. Player of the season for League 2. He is a player and a half. Gets his first goal in the first match of the season in League 1. We're 2-0 up away against Rotherham, who are a decent League 1 side. Cuvalier. Lyle Taylor now finding himself very, very wide. We close down Lee again. He's such a good interceptor. Mafuta now finds Benningham. Hazeldine and Lyle Taylor is in, and that's, I think, his first chance. And now we've had 2 clear-cut chances with 4 shots on target. We are owning them. I mean, I couldn't have voted for... I mean, they've changed formation. 3-4-3. Because they want to get some goals, obviously. But it ain't working for them. I never thought that it'd be like this. I really thought this was going to be a match that we may well lose, and I was prepared for it, and even fine with it. But my God, they have worked their socks off, some of these players. Not all of them, admittedly. It's first game. Conor Sam's captained the club properly, proper game, and he's not. His nerves might be getting the better in, but I'll keep him on. He's all right. He'll do fine. I have faith. I think Florent Cavalier can come off. We can see what Sutherland can do in... we'll keep him on as in Ganche, because we're getting all exotic. So let's kick off now for... Well, not kicking off, but let's see what we can do in the next 20 minutes. That took a deflection. We were unlucky there. I think that wasn't McGilvery's fault. Yeah, he was going the right way. Took a deflection off the wall. and it's just gone the opposite direction to what the goalkeeper had preempted it to go into. It's an unlucky one. If we need to hold on to this because it could go either way. We are going to jump to defensive, and we're going to pop in there. I really should have had Boutte on the bench. I tell you what, we will be inventive. We'll play. I don't know if he's just going to be isolated over there. What we might do is bring Mafuta in there. Beningame can stay behind him there. And Sutherland can kind of use that space maybe. And we're going to switch him to a defensive fullback, Adu Pepra. And Bowling can stay on support. And, you know, this may work, it may not. We'll go to a more balanced style. I think he should be able to cut inside, shouldn't he? It's not what I wanted. Yeah, he's fine. He should be fine. We'll see what we can do. We are playing defensive, so hopefully it'll not matter too much what goes on at that end of the pitch. We'll see what we can do. Hopefully this game's just shut down now a little bit. Hopefully, since we've gone defensive, they've got a corner. Oh, Lee's done well there, and Sam's found himself on a little run there for the centre back. Found Sutherland. Can Sutherland get across him? He's found Mafuta. Mafuta gets his second goal of the season. What is going on? How is our top goal scorer, our ball-winning midfielder? Sutherland finds Mafuta at the edge of the box. He's got plenty of space, and he slots it in. Probably the most awkward way he could have there. But if he knew what he was doing, I agree with him. He puts us top of the league now. 3-1 away win against Rotherham is on the cards. They've gone back to... Oh no, they haven't. It's still 3-4-3. It's not really worked for them. We have won our first League One game for 20 years. I mean, absolutely elated with that performance. That is amazing. Absolutely fabulous. We'll see what's going on there in terms of all this. Mafuta impresses for York. Gus Mafuta was the best player on the park this afternoon. Central midfielder showed his credentials as he opened the scoring by netting a tidy finish into the bottom right corner from 10 metres. He's a decent player. Let's have a look at his stats there. Oh, bloody hell. I mean, how? If you were playing this game and you were in charge of a League One side, is this the sort of guy that you'd expect to be performing for you on the first game of the season, getting 2 goals, player of the match, 9.2 rating, 100% tackling? Really? You wouldn't. This is why I have such an issue with the stats. They give a kind of thing, but it's got to be something else that's going on behind the scenes. It's got to be something like something that that we don't know that's going on. But I'm happy if he keeps performing. I'll go on this stat more than anything. The player of the matches and the average rating. If they're performing, if they're doing well, if I'm seeing them scoring wonder goals like that when they really shouldn't be, then they can continue to play. Long shots 4. I mean, I don't know if his second goal counted as a long shot, but wow, absolutely bewildering. Anyway, that leaves us for this episode because I realise it's probably super long, so I'll try and cut it down and edit out as much as I can. But we've got the Leeds match next. We'll jump straight into that on the next episode because it's the first round of the League Cup, and it's fun, isn't it? And it's another Yorkshire derby, so double Yorkshire derby. Fabulous way to start our new season. And then we'll play a few, obviously, and see you later on. But basically, Leeds and maybe Carlisle as well, just for two live comms, just because. So, hope you've enjoyed this fantastic start to League One for us. Please like if you have, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Leave us a comment in there with any kind of chat about anything, about your own saves as well. And I'll see you next time, guys. Ta-ra.